Hi guys, welcome back. It's Chrissy the Crystal Indigo. I want to first give a shout out to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel, to my new subscribers, just sending you a lot of love and light, as well as my old subscribers. Thank you for being with me on this journey. If you would like to book a reading with me, my information is in the description box. But this is some really good information for both divine feminine and divine masculine. So I'm encouraging you to watch the video to the very end. Okay, with that being said, the first card that came out for divine masculine is received. And so I feel like, especially after Lionsgate, that a lot of the divine masculines are receiving the information. They're getting the downloads, like Spirit is speaking to them, Spirit is showing them. And maybe they were in karmic situations, but now they're realizing who their true divine feminine is. They're also answering the call. So, you know, a lot of the divine masculine was not like really ready to open up to this spirituality or accept their gifts, I'm hearing. So with this being said, you know, now they're opening it up, now they're receiving the information, now they receive their answers, now they know what it is that they need to do, and they're moving out of that fearful energy, they're moving out of that devil energy that was keeping them stuck, whether it be, not knowing whether to choose the karmic or the divine feminine. And now, as you see, like the cycle within all the, YouTube videos, or the main message is that divine masculine has woken up. Like divine masculine is giving the signs, the divine masculine is seeing the synchronicities, and is having the dreams, like you are in your divine masculine's dreams, and vice versa. The next card that came out for divine masculine is return. Divine masculine is returning. And it's because of that spiritual awakening. Like some of them didn't have like a rough spiritual awakening or an ascension process, and some of them did. The ones who resisted and really fought, against this connection and what it is, they really went through it. It was like tarot moment after tarot moment after tarot moment, until they really had to face their own selves in the mirror and look and say, like, what is happening to me? What am I doing? What have I done? Because now they realize that, on their life path up to this point, they've hurt a lot of people, and whether it was intentional or unintentionally, they're realizing, and they're accepting their accountability and their ownership and their role of what took place. Okay, so now divine masculine is returning. Now you might not see this in the 3D automatically, but you are seeing it. And if you are divine feminine who has been seeing like your divine masculine in your dreams, or have been getting the synchronicities, hit the like button, or comment about your journey, and that way all of the divine feminines or divine masculines can really be each other's support system in the comment section, and I can chime in too and give you guys support. I mean, you guys know I always write you back in the comment section and give you a little advice, even if you don't book a reading. Like, that's my energy exchange donation for you supporting me. The next card that came out, we got summer. So some of you may have met in the summer, some of you actually may have gone through your separation in the summer, but summer is a very significant season in regards to your twin flame journey. And so with this is just telling you, like, either you met in the summer, or summer is very significant to you, or you will be coming into full union come summer. So everyone's situation is different, but again, remember, the more you do the work, the more you self-heal, the more you stay in that high vibration, like, you bring it closer and closer. Like, when you feel those triggers coming up, shut it down immediately, because then you start to attract what it is that you don't want to attract. Remember, you have to say what you want to see, right? Not with your both eyes, but your third eye. Say what you want to see. The next card that came out, conclusions, right? So divine masculine is really has really realized like what's going on, and in conclusion, the divine masculine is realizing, like, what have I done? Like, why did I do my twin flame that way? Like, they didn't understand the connection at first, but now they're coming to realizing that this divine feminine really had nothing but unconditional love for me. Like, it wasn't about self, it wasn't about what could the divine feminine get out of me. It was always the divine feminine really wanted to help me, wanted to heal me, wanted to show me the way, and I was blind, and I was blocked a lot. And now I realize, like, nothing else matters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really know that now my divine feminine was not the issue. My divine feminine, sorry, was not the karmic, because of how the twin flame like connection goes. Sometimes it can be really toxic. It feels like that, but that's only you guys shedding and like releasing what no longer serves like your union and what you're being prepared for. And as you're in your love and as you're in your heart, like you're knowing these things. Like the divine feminine has always known. Divine masculine was the one needing to catch up. The last card that came out for divine masculine is action. Now that divine masculine has realized like what this connection is and what is happening, now divine masculine is taking action. I cannot lose my divine feminine. I cannot allow my divine feminine to walk away, because some divine masculines know that they put their divine feminine through the ringer, whether it was the third party situation with a karmic, and making the divine feminine feel like she was worthless or he was worthless, allowing the divine feminine to feel like he or she was just projecting things off onto the divine masculine, when the divine masculine knew that they were not living their life right. When divine masculine knew that at any given time they can go, come, and divine feminine would always be there with open arms. Now divine masculine has realized that the divine feminine has stepped away, that the divine feminine has shut down, that the divine feminine is standing in his or her power. And so that is causing the divine masculine to have a real shake up and wake up. And then with this being a destined connection, because with your twin flame, you have work to do with each other, not just between each other, but for the world, because you're on this mission. Like, spirit is stepping in when divine masculine is taking too long to make the decision, to make the proper the proper, how do I say it, to find the proper words to say to fix what was broken. So now divine masculine is taking action, and you might not see this again on the 3D as of yet, but you are going to see it in the 5D. There's a great twin flame meditation by Emily Caddy, I believe, and when you do that, you feel your divine masculine, you understand your divine masculine, your divine masculine understands you from that that spiritual sense. And I will recommend that you do that, because it helps with the work. Okay, for divine feminine recognition. Okay, so this is the card that came out for divine feminine recognition. So this could mean two things. Like for the divine feminine that wasn't awakened as yet, but I really feel like at some point, like divine feminine just always knows, just have this knowing. But the recognition that like after everything has gone through the trials and the tribulations, that divine feminine still has this unconditional love for his or her divine masculine. And instead of choosing to stay in that dark, low vibration energy, divine feminine is realizing like the way to the light is to always choose to be in a high vibration and to choose unconditional love. And when divine feminine does that, it triggers something in divine masculine. Divine masculine also chooses empathy, love, compassion, and that's how divine masculine starts to realize like, what have I done? But when divine feminine is in that low vibration, we are one. So divine masculine mirrors and goes right into that low vibration. So always keep your energy high, always be positive. What works for me is when I get those triggers and I hear those voices, or just like the low vibrational like negative thinking, I immediately call on my angels and ascended masters to clear it away, because I want to continue to do the healing work. I want to continue to stand in my power. I want to continue to have unconditional love. And you have to get to that point. Some of us are there, some of us are on the way, that whether your divine masculine is with you or not, you still are loved. Like, that regardless, you're always one, that you're always going to be in the presence of each other, even if it's not in the 3D. So divine feminine is recognizing that like this is what it is. Okay, The next card that came out is Divine Feminine. So Divine Feminine's card came out for the Divine Feminine spread. And Divine Feminine is standing in her power. Divine Feminine is not allowing anything that doesn't serve, grow, or expand, you know, in regards to her life path and purpose. And a lot of the Divine Feminine are probably starting YouTube channels, probably going to spiritual groups or events, because now Divine Feminine really just wants to work on her path and purpose, or his or her path of purpose, because they know like what their mission is. And this is a great feeling to actually know what you're meant to do in the world, instead of sitting there confused, like, I don't know, like what I'm supposed to do, you know, like just being in the world and living and not actually, you know, just existing in the world, not actually living and doing and living your purpose. Okay. The next card that came out, balancing the scale. So everything is starting to come to balance. Like Divine Feminine is realizing, like, you know, everything is evening out. Everything is starting to come to fruition. Balancing of the scales. This also could represent like a Libra in the Divine Feminine's life. You know what I mean? The Divine Masculine could be a Libra. So at the end of the day, Divine Feminine is balance. That's what's most important, balance. If you're working and you do your spiritual work, you want to find balance, because you don't want to put so much into like your job, for example, and then you neglect your spiritual path and what's meant for you to do, because then you feel depleted. You feel like you feel the resentment, because you know what you're called to do, and at the moment you have to have a job, you know, to take care of like your daily needs and things like that, but you know in your heart that you're destined to do something greater. So Divine Feminine is just balancing everything out, balancing the Divine Masculine, balancing, you know, his or her life, balancing what, you know, Divine Feminine once called into his or her life. Okay. Dark Night of the Soul came up. So Divine Feminine may have also had a taste of the Dark Night of the Soul, and with that card after it came the inner child. So sometimes, you know, we have to stop ourselves from going into that inner child where we have the, you know, the past life wounds or the childhood trauma, and you have to really stand in your power and be strong with that, because at the end of the day, this is what your Divine Masculine brings out of you. Like the things that you went through, whether it was rejection when you was a kid, or, you know, you just had a lot of trauma in your life as a kid, and it's taking you a while to clear it. Now you're knowing how to clear it. Now you know where your root issues were coming from. Now you're clearing your chakras. Now you're forgiving, you know, your people, the parents or friends that have hurt you in the past. You know, that's very important. Once you forgive your parents, you see everything else starts to align. That's so important. And you have to remember, forgiveness isn't for you. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you, because at the end of the day, you can't hold that in, because you'll keep like prolonging your growth, prolonging where you're meant to be. And once you forgive and once you have that talk, you can see that you'll have like a lot of weight lifted off your shoulder. So Divine Masculine definitely brings out your inner child, whether it's like with your Divine Masculine, you just feel like a kid. You have no worries. You can be free. You have this dolphin-like kind of energy where it's just so much love. And then also, you have brought out the things that you have hidden for so long. Okay. Divine Feminine's messages to Divine Masculine. The first message that came out: your intensity frightens and allures me all at the same time. And that's like for everyone. Like the connection is so intense. The connection is so different. It's something that you've never experienced in your life. And at the same time, like the moment you've met each other in the physical, you just locked, something clicked. So there are times when, you know, you have that feeling where you're just like, you know, this is love, like this is amazing, this is beautiful, but then it's like, oh my God, it's so intense, it's so frightening, but yet it brings me back, Excuse me, guys. Okay, I'm back. So the next card that came out, I can still feel you. Of course, you guys can still feel each other, like you are one. So you know when something's off with your twin, and your twin knows when something's off with you. So that's why it's very important to stay in that love vibration. you know, to stay in that love vibration with each other or with thoughts with your twin, because your twin will feel that. Your twin will want to do better because of that, okay? The next message that came out, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. I don't know if I can meet your expectations. So with this, no, this is the messages from Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine. Sorry. So Divine Masculine is saying, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. Like, you know, you guys have went through so much together, and now they're trying to figure out, like, I know what I've taken, you know, Divine Feminine through. Like, can I meet Divine Feminine's expectations? Can I align with what my Divine Feminine is already aligned with? And so that's one of the things. Like, because Divine Masculine may have a lot going on. Your Divine Masculine may have children. Your Divine Masculine may have other ventures that they're involved with. And they're just like, I don't know if I can meet, you know, my Divine Feminine's expectation in regards to time, compassion, love, being there, you know, 100% when they're being pulled different ways because of their own personal life. The next message from Divine Masculine to Divine Feminine, I miss you regardless of how things seem. So this could be separation, where some of you are not in union, or you're not together, or you are in separation right now, and you may think Divine Masculine is just like living their lives, you know, doing the most, having fun, going out on dates, kicking it, or you're watching the social media and you're just like, wow, like, you know, after all this time that I've invested, that I've, you know, put in the work, that I've given my heart, like, you can just shut me out, separate from me, and just act like you don't care. And, you know, sometimes Divine Masculine does these things because they don't want to feel what they don't want to feel. And they know after they hang out, after they're kicking it, after they're trying to give like another person their attention, when they get home and they're alone, they're faced with a lot of things that they did that they regret. Okay? Messages from Divine Feminine to Divine Masculine. I wish I could take back the things I said. So with that from Divine Feminine, of course Divine Feminine said some things, but I feel like with the collective that, you know, in a spiritual sense, they were saying them for the person to understand, for the Divine Masculine to understand, like, listen, like, this is what's going on, this is what you need to know. And because Divine Masculine wasn't awakened, or still like in the beginning parts of the journey, they felt it as being cold, or how could this person say like these things to me about my past childhood wounds, about how I handle things, about this, that, and the other. And Divine Feminine was just using, you know, his or her gifts to send the message, like, this is what your root, or where your root, the problem lies, like, this is what you need to fix. Now granted, Divine Feminine may not have said it in a pleasant way, and just came out with it, like, just straight up was like, listen, I'm not gonna, you know, sugarfoot anything, like, this is what it is, and you take it how, you know, if, you know, you can take it or leave it, right? The next message from Divine Feminine to Divine Masculine, I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. So with this card, it's only about the words when it comes to Divine Feminine. It's not about like what Divine Feminine did for Divine Masculine, or how Divine Feminine loved Divine Masculine. It's the words. The words should have been used a different way, because sometimes the Divine Feminine just got so fed up that the words just spewed out. Was it the truth? Yes, it was. But Divine Feminine really needs to practice empathy and compassion behind those things. You don't just get angry, you don't get frustrated and just lash out, because that's from a low vibration. And I get it, like, you know, we're going through these journeys and we're learning as we're growing too. But I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, if you're in separation, once you guys come into union, Divine Feminine will never respond this way again, because Divine Feminine has done the work. Divine Feminine knows how to handle certain and specific situations, especially in regards to the twin flame journey. Okay? The next card that came out, you've been in my dreams. And that's vice versa. The Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine has been in each other's dreams, sending messages from the 5D. And again, like I said, that twin flame meditation is very important. Like, you can communicate with your twin flame, and it's such a beautiful feeling. And you know that they're there. You feel their energy. You feel their spirit. And again, when you do these type of things, remember to ask for permission for them to come forward. And when you feel that, yes, go ahead with the meditation, so that way your divine masculine isn't being woken up out of their sleep or at work doing something and they have all these weird like energies and they're like all stuck and like confused. So make sure you do it at a good time where you know, hey, I know my divine masculine isn't at work right now. I know my divine masculine may be sleeping. That's the perfect time to do it because they're open and they can't like, you know, resist. I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. Right, divine feminine has gone through this journey with divine masculine for so long that it feels like, you know, that it feels like that, is it worth it? Like, what, like, is this connection, like, it's just not, I don't know if this is what I want anymore, because this shouldn't be this hard. And at the end of the day, remember, divine is guiding the both of you. You are here for a special mission. If divine felt like you were not up for the task or could not handle this connection, then you wouldn't have been given the task. So you always have to remind yourself of the outcome of something, like, you know, I know in the end it's gonna all be worth it. You know, I'm gonna follow what it is that I need to follow. And you know, in your connection, especially the connections that are destined, you know if your connection is destined or not. Because no matter what, if you try to cut it off, if you try to forget it, if you try to walk away, if you try to shut them out, they continue to draw back to you. They continue to come to you regardless. And it's because you guys have some special work to do in regards to the mission that we're set out for, okay? The next card, we will be together again. So yes, divine feminine is going through all of these different emotions, but in the heart space, in that 5D space, not the 3D, divine feminine knows. And even on a 3D in some level, divine feminine knows, you know, he or she cannot fool themselves. Like, they will be together again. And for some of you, like, you know how, you know, it doesn't work out, you have to try again next lifetime. No, for some of you, this is the lifetime that you're brought together. For example, myself and the divine my divine masculine, we were partners or teachers to each other in different lives, and like now we're here again, and like now I'm realizing like what it was from back then. I don't think we're gonna get another go round. I mean, we'll always be connected as we go through these journeys ahead, but this is the connection when we actually eventually will come into union. Okay. So I am using my new deck, and it is called the Medicine Woman deck. And I got this deck because my grandmothers are Cherokee Indian, so they were medicine women. And these cards are so beautiful. So for the first card that came out, we got the Trickster. And so, of course, there's going to be that devil energy that's trying to like distract the connection, because overall, like, the devil knows, the trickster knows that like we're on these missions to change the world, and the trickster don't want to see that, and that it could be karmic, whatever. But you know, with this, you have to fight 10 times harder, because at the end of the day, there will be a lot of things that try to stop your union. There will be a lot of things that try to stop this connection, but it's divinely protected. So you will get the bumps and bruises here and there, but you're going to stay on the path. You're going to keep going forward. And whatever you do when you come up to these situations, just always think of like your life path and purpose and what you're meant to do, and you'll feel that loving energy, and that keeps you going, that keeps pushing you forward. Okay. The next card that came out got the 9 of Stones. Okay, 9 of Stones, and I'm going to read that for you. Let's see. So we got the 9 of Stones. So it says reinvest your energy in the future. So 9 of Stones, reinvest your energy into the future. So don't hold back on what your life path and purpose is, because you are being guided to something great. So all of that energy, all of your work, all of your spiritual work, reinvest that back out. Like today, I was working with a young man and teaching him about like how to use, you know, his healing hands, and how to project and receive the energy. And I also gave, you know, the warnings like, hey, make sure like you shield yourself, make sure you call in your protection, make sure when you do this, you're doing it when you are at your most high vibration, because you don't want to send, you know, confusing energy to the client that you're working with or the person that you're working with. So always with your work, put it back out into the universe, okay? Your work is what's going to allow you to be fully abundant. The next card that came out, Apprentice of Stones. So Apprentice of Stones, it says expand knowledge of your source and will. So expand your knowledge of your source and will. What is your will? What are you meant to do? Expand it, study it. Start going to events related to spirituality and what you are resonating with. So the time has come for you to, you know what it is that you're really meant to do and actually own it, because then you'll see that's what you'll attract more of into your life, okay? The overall energy of the spread is the Ten of Pipes, okay? So for the Ten of Pipes, I know this was something about, so for the Ten of Pipes, it says return your experience to the world. So you see how everything is about giving back to the world, invest into the world, your knowledge. So you're meant to teach, you're meant to show, you're meant to help guide others that's on this journey to, I don't want to say like the promised land, but like to where we're meant to go. Like, you know, I always speak of the 144,000 light workers. We are called to do some amazing things. So don't be afraid of it. Don't dim yourself down or water yourself down so you can fit in to groups that don't even serve or grow you. Like, make your own path. Call in your own spiritual group to who you're aligned with, to what makes your heart sing, make you happy, okay? So for the Romance Oracle, the first card that came out, Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, right? So this connection, like, this is deep, this is in the soul. And there are twin flames that, there are some twin flames that may choose a soulmate over a twin flame. So you could be thinking like, you know, do I stay with my twin flame? Do I go with the soulmate? What resonates with me most? And you have to face reality that even if you choose a soulmate, that you're still going to be connected to your twin flame no matter what. And when it's destined, you're going to eventually come back around to your twin flame. The next card that came out is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Be open, but know when the time is right. So for my situation, I'm not making any moves. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the healing work. I'm staying away from the triggers. If the triggers come up, I'm calling on my angelic support system. And when divine tells me reach out, speak, or communicate, that's when I will. Because if you do it when, you know, it's not ready, you're going to set yourself back, and it's like you're starting all over again, because your divine counterpart may not be in that energy to receive what you have to say. And for some of us, we have to wait till our divine masculine reaches out to us. Because in the past, that's what we've done. That's what the divine feminine has done. Always reached out, always patched things up, always came trying to will the divine masculine back in. And at the end of the day, it was both ways. Because if this divine masculine really didn't want, or really didn't, you know, want to be around you or in your space or in your presence, they would keep moving. But they also are will back in, because they know it's a connection. Something draws them back. Something keeps them close. They're intrigued by you. They haven't met anyone like you before. They know you're spiritually gifted. They know that your heart is different. And they know with you, you speak truth. You're not their yes man. So you're going to tell them exactly what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. The next card that came out is children. So your love life is being affected by children. Even if you want children with this person, or your divine masculine or divine feminine has children, and you feel like you don't know if you're ready to be a stepmom or dad, or if you have been really manifesting and seeing in your dreams and in your visions, as I have, you wanting children with your divine masculine. Okay? The overall energy, chemistry. This situation, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. But what's really funny is after that card, this situation involves marriage. Marriage is what for twin flame? Union, right? For your angel answers cards, the first card that came out is yes. So whatever you were asking divine during this reading, whatever you wanted to get from this reading, your answer is yes. Meditation brings answers. Here we go again. Like, start to go within, start to align yourself, start to align your chakras. Meditation brings answers. Get more information. So don't just start, like, if you're like getting the urge to like reach out to your divine masculine or divine feminine, get more information. Talk to spirit, talk to divine, ask to see something in your dream to let you know that this is the time for you to reach out, because I'm sensing for a lot of the collective that are watching right now, it's separation. It is separation. And so you're trying to figure out, do I reach out right now? Do I wait? Do they reach out to me? Like, that is the theme right now. Like, okay, who's going to take the first step to break the ice? And you don't have to worry whether it's yourself or your divine counterpart, because when it gets a little bit too long and divine, and the divine sees that like nobody's making a move, divine's going to make a move, because this is destined. In regards to your life path and purpose, the card that came out is Family of Light. 17. 1 and 7 is 8. This is the 8th month. All right, there's some special things happening. Full moon. You can feel the different shift in the energy as you walk outside. You just feel yourself growing, being at peace, loving life. And actually, for the divine feminine, you don't feel yourself, with all this anxiety or depressed or stressed out during this separation with your divine masculine. You're actually taking it a lot differently. You're being more in your power. You're standing in your power. You're living your life. You're doing and putting your focus elsewhere except to the divine masculine, where in the past it was just all about your divine masculine. Like, you didn't care nothing about anything else. All you did was sleep, eat, dream, think about your divine masculine. And right now you've taken that power away, you've taken that part of your light away, and divine masculine feels that like, wait, I'm not getting any calls, I'm not getting any emails, I feel like I'm missing something, something's missing. Okay, and then I'll read this for you. It says Family of Light, number 17. Family of Light, the limits that much of humanity place upon their love, that they will love their own family, country, religion, or community better than they love those on the outside. Do not restrain your heart. You are capable of loving humanity, of loving all creation on earth as an extended spiritual family. You will love all as your own. You are meant to belong to a broader family of light. So this is again talking about, you attract your tribe, like you're attracting other light workers to you, like you guys we're all on the mission together. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you're going to start seeing people maybe wearing the same crystals you wear. You're going to start having conversations with people that invite you out to spiritual events. And like, you're just going to really be around, like the work that you're meant to do, whether you're a healer, whether you're a seer, whether you're a filler, like, if you have the clairs, like, you know what I'm talking about. And just embrace yourself. Like, don't dim yourself down or water yourself down for anyone, because you are chosen for something great, and that greatness is starting now. The only thing you've been doing up until now is being in prep mode, going through training. Spirit has really been putting you through your training sessions. And like, if you're at this point, you're going to keep going. So at the end of the day, don't shut down your gifts. Don't walk away from them. Don't, feel like this is just too much for you to handle, because either you can do it willingly, or divine can allow you to do it unwillingly. And I would choose to do it willingly. Okay. So that is the message I have for you guys. I want to again thank you all. If this resonates with you, hit the like button, thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Again, my energy exchange donation is also in the description box, just to help me repay back for the laptop not the laptop, the iPad that I got to keep you guys from hearing the fan, because you know you guys really weren't feeling that fan. So I had to get something that wouldn't make noise as I do the recordings. I mean, you may hear my fan in the background because it is really hot where I am. But if I turn my AC on, like, that's even louder. So again, if you need to book a reading with me, my information is in the description box, as well as my services of what else I offer. If you need, if you have questions about this video, you can leave me a comment in the comment section, or you can send me an email. I write back to everyone. You can also follow me on Instagram, Chrissy.thecrystalindigo. I don't have a profile pick up yet. I have like I'm following maybe 11 like people, but you can follow me on there, and this is the contest that I'm going to be doing for that. The 300th follower, I will offer you a private reading. And so it's a brand new page that I opened up, so I know who the 300 follower will be. So again, that is the contest for August. If you follow me on my Instagram page, Chrissy.thecrystalindigo, is the same name as here on YouTube. My 300th follower, you will get a reading of your choice. All right, guys, love and light.